Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day to everyone. Today we will cover about the analysis. So this chapter will cover on the forensic analysis of ink and paint, combustion and arson, chemistry of polymer, analysis of paper and fibers. Okay, so for the first one, we go to the paints and inks. So for paints, what is paint? So basically, the paint is very complex compound, and forensic role is to compare the paint evidence from the scene to know the sources. And paint basically is a suspension of pigment. Pigment ni maksudnya dia mengandungi colour lah. Dia pigment in a film former or also called as a vehicle. So usually not a solution. This pigment is suspend in the film former. So dia pigment ni dia suspend kepada kita punya body of vehicle. And then this pigment is usually mixture of inorganic metal salts, and the purpose basically is to impart colour lah. So this film former is usually organic polymers, but the purpose is to protect the surface and hold pigments. So the use of paint basically to protect material from the oxidation process, and then to improve the beauty of material, to facilitate the cleaning process, and to give the high class finish. And the last one is to protect the various substance from corrosion and long lasting. Okay, how can paint become as an evidence? Okay, basically the evidence from the paint able to associate an individual or vehicle with a crime scene. For example, hit and run cases, the dry paint will transfer to the clothes or vehicle upon impact. For example, ada pelanggaran antara motor and kereta. So the paint will remain on the car bodies, and it will kita boleh ambil paint tu dan buat analisis untuk dijadikan bahan bukti. The another one is during the burglary. So bila ada kecurian contohnya, so the paint can transfer onto the tools which used to break into things. For example, ada rompakan dan dia menggunakan pisau, dan bila dia mengugut orang dengan menggunakan pisau dan ada paint yang tertinggal mungkin daripada kereta orang tu ke, terlekat dekat pisau dia atau dekat dia punya tukur besi ke. So itu paint yang terlekat itu boleh dijadikan evidence untuk kes jenayah tersebut. So basically from the paint we will know the we will identify the color, the year making of the paint, the model of the car by the paint recovered at an accident. Okay, this is the information we will get from the paint. Okay, there are several methods can be used for the analysis of paint. The first one is the color layer analysis, which require cross-section of paint chip to identify the color of the paint. Jadi bila dah tahu the color, so kita akan matchkan dan dijadikan sebagai bahan bukti. And the second one is through the solubility of the paint, where it will use solvents such as acetone, dichloromethane or pyridine. So for example, acrylic lacquers are soluble in acetone. So it will we will know the types of paint from the solubility in the solvent. And then the third one is the pyrolysis GC, which is we will analyze the film former, which is the vehicle body. So the layer will be analyzed together to know the compound or the types of paint present in the as the evidence. Okay, this is the pyrolysing units, the examples. Okay, this is the example of the peak from the pyrolysis GC. So this peak will indicate the types of paint. Okay, the next one is through the FTIR analysis, which it will determine the types of film former and it does not show pigment unless they are organic. So when it is organic, it will show the functional group in the FTIR. This is the example of the FTIR analysis for the automobile paint. Okay, the next one is the electron microscopy. So the electron microscopy will show the inorganic pigment, and this is excellent for the single top layer analysis and paint smears. And the next one is the UV spectrophotometry. So this must be able to separate the pigment from the film former and dissolve it. Okay, the next one is ink. Okay, any object with the handwriting or print whose sources or authenticity is doubt may be referred to as an question document. So question document ni adalah objek yang mempunyai handwriting ataupun printed ink, and the sources diragui lah dia punya ketulinannya. Itu dipanggil sebagai question document. So usually the document examiner will apply the knowledge which gather from their training and experience to recognize and compare the characteristic of question and know the authentic writing. So biasanya document examiner ni dia akan menggunakan dia punya kepakaran bergantung kepada experience dia lah untuk mengetahui ketulinan suatu tulisan itu. So disebabkan keunikan handwriting manusia ni, so this make these types of physical evidence one of the few definite individual characteristic available. Okay, sebab tulisan manusia boleh berubah. Dia bukan berubah mengikut masa. Kadang-kadang mengikut kita punya kelajuan ataupun kita tulis slow, tekanan, itu akan mengubah kita punya handwriting. So this question document are the documents that suspect to be forgery. So this question document ni lah yang kita suspect dia sebagai ditipu lah. So the scientific analysis can sometimes determine whether another person handwriting was impersonate. Okay, ada orang meniru tulisan orang lain, and ataupun kita boleh tahu how long ago something was written, the times of the writing. And then whether something was written on a specific typewriter or a certain pen, menggunakan typewriter, komputer ataupun menggunakan pen. And some writing was altered or obliterated. So daripada scientific analysis, we will identify these four things. So the first one is handwriting. So every person has a unique handwriting, and everyone handwriting can change over the times. So for example, a signature from 10 years ago will be different from one today. This fact can be used to fix the date of the document or forgery. If someone suspect that document was false, the date that it was signed may be not correspond to the appearance of the signature of that particular time. So this make that we need to identify the authentic of the handwriting. Okay, how to analyze the handwriting and signature? Basically, the handwriting and signature samples will be compared side by side using visual or microscopic analysis of the individual characteristic present. So the comparison will be include on the several factor, which is height ratio, length, proportion, pressure, speed, and the line quality. So there are variations that are expected from the character of handwriting analysis, including the angularity, slope, speed, pressure, letter and word spacing, and then pen movement, writing skills, arrangement of writing on the paper, such as the margin, spacing, insertion, alignment, and also some on the spelling, the phraseology, grammar. Also will be have a variation for the characteristic in the handwriting analysis. So the only original document are to be used if possible. This is the photocopies and facsimiles often lose much of the important details which present in the original document. Sometimes individuals may try to disguise their handwriting by writing very quickly or very slowly and adding unnecessary embellishment to letter and heavy pen pressure or any combination of this. So biasanya akan dokumen yang digunakan must be original document supaya untuk mengelakkan berlaku penipuan dari segi cara penulisan. Okay. So the next one is indentation. So bila kita menulis, biasanya kan ada bekas dekat belakang tu, belakang kertas yang kita tulis tu. That is the indentation. So when a sheet paper is written on, impression are carried through underneath. So there are two methods are used for the forensic document examiners, which is the first one is the oblique lighting and the second one is ESDA, which is the electrostatic detection apparatus. Okay, so the oblique lighting basically use the light and from the different angle of the document. So the indentation in the paper will cast shadow, so dalam bentuk shadow, and it will record as a photography. And the second one is ESDA, which is more sensitive compared with the oblique lighting, and it can reveal from 3, 4 or more pages beneath the original. So berlapis-lapis paper masih boleh detect by the ESDA due to the sensitivity. So the next one is the photocopies. So sometimes photocopy document can contain distinct mark that can identify the source of the original document. So daripada photocopy pun kita boleh identify sources of the original document. And then daripada photocopy juga it will leave the trash and marks on the paper from the glass, lens, mirror and drum of the machine. So we will identify the machine used for this photocopies. So the next one is the alteration. So document examiners must deal with the evidence that has been changed in several ways, such as through alteration, erasures and obliteration. So biasanya document examiner pun kena alert with the alteration lah. Mungkin dari segi pemadaman, and then nak padam pun dengan menggunakan pelbagai cara lah, bukan saja menggunakan pemadam, and then menggunakan sandpaper, razor blade or knife to remove writing or typing disturb the fiber, paper and readily apparent when examined with the microscope. So gangguan-gangguan ni, alteration ni perlu diambil kira oleh document examiner in the forensic analysis. Okay, other types of alteration is obliteration of writing by overwriting or crossing out to hide the original writing, which can reveal through the infrared radiation, and this also will affect on the forensic analysis. And the digital image processing is the method which the visual quality of the digital picture is improved or enhanced. An image editing program can be used to make adjustments such as lighting, darkening, color and contrast of bone tone. So this is the method can be used for the alteration analysis. Okay, that's all for this part. Thank you.